Alright everyone, Cowboy Trades here. Welcome back to the channel for a quick news update on Bitcoin. So what on earth happened yesterday? As you can see, we got a news alert that the US government was selling Bitcoin. We got a news alert that Mt. Gox users were getting their refunds and large amounts of Bitcoin was moving on chain. And within 2 hours, as soon as this news event came out, you can see the price absolutely collapsed down about 8.4% down to 27,000. In the immediate short term, we have reverted back most of these gains. We are still down a little bit at this moment in time. So what happens next? Is the US government going to continue selling? Are Mt. Gox users going to continue getting refunds and we're going to continue breaking down? Or was this a false alert? Let's talk about it. So like we said yesterday, I don't really need to point this out. You can see exactly where the news alert came out. The price absolutely capitulated to the downside. This was a result of a blockchain analytics firm called Arkham. They put out an alert stating that the US government and the crypto exchange Mt. Gox was moving large amounts of Bitcoin on chain. And as you can see, with this major whiplash down, major whiplash up, about 80 million worth of longs were liquidated. And then as the price went back up to the upside, 73.4 million in shorts were liquidated yesterday in an absolute crab market slaughterfest fiasco. Since this news came out though, Arkham Intel came out over on Twitter and stated that this was a bug, and they have today fixed the bug related to these Bitcoin alerts that caused this major alert in the market. So in short, Mt. Gox users aren't getting their refunds right now, and the US government isn't moving large amounts of Bitcoin on chain. We can actually go on chain and look at what is happening with these on-chain wallets. If you didn't know, there's about 80 Mt. Gox wallets which hold collectively almost 140,000 Bitcoin, which at the current prices is round about 4 billion. We can go on chain and we can look at what's happening with these wallets, and we can look at when the last transactions occurred in these wallets. Now technically the last transactions that were for these Mt. Gox wallets were in 2021, but if you actually click on all of these addresses, all of these transactions since 2018 are actually just inflows. Probably other Bitcoiners feeling bad for these Mt. Gox users, and they're sending them, $10, $100 worth of Bitcoin or so a pop. The last outflow on any of these wallets was in May 2018, almost 5 years ago. So once again, this was a false alarm. US government and the Mt. Gox users are not getting their refunds. We haven't had many updates from Mt. Gox quite recently, but the last time we had any information relating to Mt. Gox, it was actually information of the repayment deadline being changed to October the 31st, 2023. So it's still going to be a while until these refunds come out. Now, when these refunds do come out for the market, I obviously do think this is going to be bearish, not particularly because of the selling pressure, but more just because of, what people are actually going to be thinking about this. For example, if we're looking, you can see within 1 hour, the price dropped almost 7%. Within 2 hours, the price dropped about 8%. But if we're actually looking at the total amount of Bitcoin held by these wallets, it's around about 140,000. If we take this exact amount of Bitcoin and times it by the current price of Bitcoin, this is currently round about 4 billion. Now, the market cap of Bitcoin is 563 billion, meaning that the total amount of the market cap which is held by Mt. Gox users is approximately 0.08%. So just underneath 1% of the entire Bitcoin market cap is held by these Mt. Gox users, which should be getting their refund in October. But even though less than 1% of the market cap is being held by these users, less than 1% of the coins is being held by these users, the price drops about 8%. So of course, I do think the Mt. Gox refunds is going to be something that the markets do care about. I don't particularly think it's going to have a huge amount of selling pressure. Of course, on the day we could see, some of that selling pressure come in, but I think it's going to be more of a panic event when it finally does happen. And of course, Arkham came out very conveniently. If we copy and paste this tweet, you can see, boom, somewhere round about here, they came out and talked about the alert. In fact, if we come down to a lower time frame, if we come over to the 15-minute time frame, you can see we were probably just getting a slight buyback, and then they came out of this. They said, hey, this was just a bug, and the price continued to revert back to the upside. Nonetheless, when we do actually have the refunds being processed, I think it's very, very likely that we will get that continuation back down to new lows. But like we said at the start of the video, is the US government selling right now? Are Mt. Gox users going to continue getting refunds? No, this isn't going to be happening until October. So there we go. That's pretty much the news update. Not a lot has changed in the charts. If we do look at the whale wallets, you can see, smart money is currently selling into this little rally right now. There's currently about 2,019 addresses with more than 1,000 Bitcoin. The lows were around about 2007. So these are starting to come down a little bit, especially in the past few days. We did have smart money, corporate insiders selling on the SP 500. So this is probably coming into correlation with this. But, we've talked about all of this in our past few videos. We made a 12-minute video a couple of days ago talking about how things are going to get much worse for the SP 500 and Bitcoin when this death cross on the MACD comes for the SP 500. And as you can see, the price really did take a massive crash to the downside since this video. We have had a bounce up, but we are still significantly down from this video that we posted about 2 days ago over on the SP 500. So all in all, what we've talked about for Bitcoin and the S&P 500, the S&P 500 analysis is aging very well. We're breaking to the downside and we're getting that continuation like we predicted already. However, for Bitcoin, unlike the S&P 500, which has already confirmed this top up here and has started to move down, Bitcoin is still just lollygagging within this major resistance, which we've been talking about in our videos. We talked about this extensively about 2 days ago. And also we made a video on Bitcoin yesterday where we highlighted, this macro top, stochastic RSI heading down. This beautiful fractal is still looking like it's playing out to me. Bitcoin is still just yet to confirm this major area of resistance. Right now, I'm not trading the market. You can see Bitcoin is very choppy like we talked about before. It's no surprise to see that, 80 million in longs and 74 million in shorts are getting liquidated daily until we get a major confirmation, until we get a major rejection from this massive box bottoming out around about 28,000. I won't be trading this market. I haven't made any new trade updates on Bitcoin since the other day where we sold above 30,000. If you do remember, our DCA plan was to purchase Bitcoin at 25, 24, 23, 22, all the way down to 10,000 if we got that low. Our last buy orders hit at 16,000. We made a video about this back in the day. I posted over on Twitter that I was buying at 16,000, 17,000. Price obviously went on a massive rally higher than I thought, and this is why quite recently we made a video saying that, the Bitcoin that I bought down at these levels, 16,000, 17,000, I am now selling them. Nothing has changed since then. I sold at 30,000, price is still underneath there. However, I do want to say I will be making a video soon. If the price does push above 31,000, I'll be talking extensively about what my plan will be for the markets if we go up or down from that point. We do have a major CME gap up here at 36,000. I personally don't think we come up and fill it in the immediate short term. I think it's more likely we fill this CME gap down here at 20,300. We also do have a price gap down here at 24,800. Someone actually commented in one of my most recent videos saying I was looking at the wrong chart and there is no price gap down at 24,000. I was looking at Bittrex or something. Look at the top left of the screen. This is the Bitcoin CME futures. Look at the chart. This is a price gap. So I don't know what some people are talking about. There is a price gap down here at 24,800, which does need to fill. 4-hour time frame. We also made a price gap yesterday. I posted this over on my Twitter. We have since filled this since then. So 36,000 or 20,000. These are the major price gaps I've got my eyes on. If we do push up to 36,000, my next move will be coming in the markets in form of a short up at that major region. But for now, my friends, I'm not trading. This is way too whiplashy at this moment in time. I'm definitely waiting for confirmation while we are in this zone. But that's just a quick update on what's happening in the charts for the S&P 500 and Bitcoin. And of course, just a news update on what was happening with Mt. Gox and the US government. This was a false alert, which has now been fixed. So that's all I've got for you today, my friends. Apologies that the news update came out a little bit later than the price action. I posted this over on my Twitter when the market was moving like crazy. Basically, if you are a veteran of the channel, you probably know this, but I do Kendo on Wednesdays and Fridays. It is the same thing every week. This is why I always do recommend to come and follow me over on Twitter. While I have been away from the markets for the past 24 hours or so, bar some photos of food and stuff, I have posted, what is going on with Bitcoin, what's happening in the lower time frames, talking about the CME gaps that were forming in the last 24 hours. We posted the news when it came out, and we also posted on Twitter the clarification that this was just a bug. So definitely make sure to come and follow me over on 618_cowboy. So when these major moves do happen in the market, you're not always waiting for the YouTube video, because if it's happening on Wednesday or Friday evening, I won't always be here to make that update. So for today, my friends, like I said, all I've got. If you do enjoy my content, let me know down below by leaving a like and a comment. Share the videos with your friends. If you want to further support the channel, feel free to click the join button and become a member today. Make sure to follow me over on Twitter. So all I've got for you today. It's been your boy Cowboy Trades. I'm out. Peace.